In the fourth stanza of the Mahamangala Sutta, uttered by the Buddha in response to a deity asking what the real bliss is, Buddha has used a figurative language to describe the mental state of the fourth trance that can be a basis for enlightenment. The stanza runs as this: Mata Pitu Pattana. Mata means the mother, Pita means the father. Pattanam means looking after them, taking care of them. Here, the implied meaning carries the brain and the 5 sensory organs. The 5 external sensory organs brings information, brings knowledge into the mind. And those informations are recorded and kept, preserved in the brain cells. The external sense organs bringing information can be compared to a father, Pitu. The brain that take care of that information and record in the brain cells and look after them can be compared to a mother, a housewife, looking after the household activities. Father brings into the house so many things from the outside world. The mother keeps them at home and look after them well. That is the brain that reserves and keeps in reservation the experience of sense organs. Vinayocha, the Puttadarasa Sangaho. The discipline here is Puttadarasa Sangaho. Now, in this state of fourth trance, what is become helpful are the information of the Buddha Dhamma brought from outside. Buddha Dhamma can be known by reading books, by listening to discourses and lectures, by viewing video films, and even by observing the nature outside. Because the Buddha's teaching covers the entire life and the life's environment. And we can learn more Buddhism by being observant of the world outside us as well as the world inside us. And that knowledge of Buddha's teaching is brought in by the sense organs into the brain, and in the brain the mother who preserve them, who record them. And looking after that knowledge and also other sources of knowledge, other types of knowledge, looking after them means now in this meditation you are your own teacher. Buddha said, be a light unto yourself. Attadipa viharata. That was his last advice to the unenlightened monks when they ask who is going to be our teacher when you pass away. Buddha said, be a light unto yourself. But in this trance, the memories of the brain cells are there, the information taken in to the brain from the outer sense organs are there, but they are well looked after. They are not thrown away, but they are well treated, means you are using them only in the proper way. Taking care of the brain means making use of those information just to have a wholesome mind. The mind in this dance we have discussed earlier, it is free from attachment, it is free from resentment, and it is in a neutral state. Then the mind is very calm and quiet and blissful in that state. What happens is, the blood atoms that get formed during that period also become very sublime. You are in a sublime state of mind. The blood also is getting purified by that sublime state of mind. And your wife is your heart. What your mind is sending, what your brain is sending to the heart is received by the wife, take care of by the wife. The mind is loved by the wife. The heart knows what the brain thinks, what the mind thinks. Get the sensation out of love and compassion, like a good wife. When the heart is affected by your calm state of mind, because when the mind is disturbed, when there is tension, there can be palpitation, there can be high blood pressure, there can be diabetic. Now the blood is purified by that calm state of mind, serene state of mind, sublime state of mind. And the blood formed during that period is very healthy. And anakulaja kammantai, the proper action, proper activity is transferring that blood from the heart, the pure form of blood from the heart, to the entire body. The blood is circulating in the entire body. Anakulaja kambanta. Here in this state, what is important is the brain becomes dormant at this trance, because there is no thinking when the brain becomes dormant. Dormant state of the brain means a dormant state of the mind without thinking, but the awareness is there, no thinking. It's like all parents who are resting and we are looking after them. The information gathered, the knowledge gathered is there in the brain cells, but we are not being directed by that knowledge, but by your own insight. In this trance, the fourth trance, the insight, the vision of your own wisdoms become very powerful, not your knowledge. Because through wisdom, you know what is right and what is wrong. And you know through wisdom that it is better to be blissful than to be painful. And it is better to have a calm state of mind, non-thinking state of mind, tranquil state of mind. It is your own insight and wisdoms that carries you into this fourth trance, not your knowledge. The knowledge is there, they must have become useful to you, they must have given you some kind of discipline, sila, but sila, after that sila, there is samadhi, transcendental meditation. First there is dana, the donation you are giving up, getting detached from things. Then there is the discipline of verbal and physical activities. Then comes the discipline of the mind. Mind gets really disciplined not by knowledge but by wisdom. Knowledgeable people can be wicked, very cruel, can be a terrorist, can be very harmful to oneself and to the others. Our knowledge is like a fire. We can use for our destruction as well as for our construction, for the good as well as for the bad. But what happens in the fourth trance is, you set aside the knowledge, like you are looking after the old parents without getting them to do any activity. And as if you are looking after your wife and children, they are there, but the wisdom comes out in the form of insight, and you are in the fourth trance. Therefore, I am trying to explain you the figurative language used by the Buddha in the fourth stanza uttered in the Mahamangala Sutra, saying, Mata Pitu Patthana, looking after mother and father, Buddhadara Sangha, taking care of wife and children, Anakulata Kammanta, proper activities. Here the proper activities is, the mind is blessed and there is Chitta Pasadi, the mind is fully relaxed, and Kaya Pasadi, the body is fully relaxed, and both the mind and the body are in a state of bliss in the fourth trance, in which you can get enlightened, not through your knowledge but through your insight. You are not throwing away your knowledge, but you are preserving them in your brains, and you are preserving the effect of that knowledge in your heart, and you are distributing them throughout the body. But along with that state, you are transmitting the calmness, the peacefulness brought about by the enlightened insight of your own wisdom in the fourth trance.